He is like this for the entire car ride. Here we are, Friends Hospital, which is right over here. Historic building, Rick the Puppy. This is I believe, the first mental hospital in the United States. Hospital today is right here. It's a modern looking building, you know. We'll be right back after these messages. It is a pretty piece of property right here. This is the hospital. And right there, that's where you go check in. Oh boy. I don't know if I should talk about this. If you saw the movie, The Turnaround, which is now available only on Netflix, I talk about the time. It was like I think it was either 2012 or 2013. The beginning part of 2013 it might have been. I think it was 2012. But anyway, I had a doctor's appointment. And my doctor, for some reason, I was working for Toys R Us at the time. And I had my insurance with them. And I could only see, like, it's such a pain in the ass to find a therapist in the United States. I don't want to have the camera facing this way so you guys can see. You gotta have insurance, and then you gotta have a doctor take your insurance. And, you know, it's a whole thing. And mental health in this country is pretty horrible. I was scheduled to see a therapist, or no, a psychiatrist. I was scheduled to see a psychiatrist, and something was going on where I had to talk to a doctor about something, and I drove about 45 minutes to this doctor's appointment. And I feel the need I should be looking at the camera saying this stuff. I was going through a divorce, and I was in a really bad car accident. And I had 2 herniated discs. And the disc have like jelly that stick out of it. And the jelly from my disc was hitting a nerve in my arm. And because of that nerve being touched, or whatever it was, I lost a lot of mobility and power in my left arm. And I had to go to physical therapy for like 2 years. Aqua therapy, physical therapy. I did all this stuff. My back was real messed up. That's the point I'm trying to say. I had a bad back. I was in a car accident. And I'll tell you what, I was in a really bad headspace, and I was really miserable with life. And I went to this doctor's appointment, and there was something going on, and I wanted to just talk to him about it. And when I got to the appointment, the doctor canceled the appointment on me, right? Canceled the appointment. Come here. And sometimes I get mad. And when I get mad, I see red. And then I can't control my feelings. Like, I can't control my anger. It only happens in real life. Like, the social media stuff doesn't, you know. But, what are you eating? And when the doctor canceled the appointment, I got in my car, I started up my car, and I had about a quarter tank of gas left. And I didn't even know if I had enough gas to get home. And it was like the day before payday, right? Like the day. before payday, so I had no money. And the marriage is falling apart. The kids moved out of the house. I'm taking medicine at the time. I find out later the medicine I'm on is something I shouldn't have. I think I was taking Zoloft at the time, and apparently sometimes. Now this is just my story. I don't know if this is true. Talk to your doctor. Don't listen to me. But I was told that Zoloft sometimes can lean you suicidal if you take it too long, and I was taking it for a bit. And after the doctor canceled the appointment on me, I just sat in my car, and I was angry. And yo, is your dog on a leash? Your leash? These fucking people, they walk their dogs with no leash. Rick got into a fight the other day, and I just, back to my story. So I'm sitting in the car. I have less than $7 in my checking account at the time. Kids are gone. Kids left the house, and my mom and dad are like helping me financially. They're paying for my kids' Christmas gifts. They're helping me get by with the mortgage because I really couldn't work because my back was all fucked up. I had to get a job where it couldn't be too physical. I had to get a job where I worked in a parking lot where I just sat in a chair all day. I was taking medication that was knocking me out. I was falling asleep on the job. And my buddy, who was my boss, he caught me a few times. And, I was almost losing my job because I was falling asleep because of my medication. A lot of shit going on, right? Plus, I'm crazy. And so life's not going well. And I was in this parking lot. And I sat there at the steering wheel. And I sat there. And I was like, you know what I'm going to fucking do? I'm going to drive this car right through that fucking window. Or no, not a window. It was a cement. It was like a brick building. Drive this car right through that wall. Right to his office. And I sat there. And I thought about it. And I was like, well, what good am I? What am I worth? Barely making $200 a week, trying to afford a house where, what am I going to do? Sponge off my parents the rest of my life? What kind of father would I be? These are all these thoughts going through my head. And I was in no shape to drive my car. This is Snake Road, by the way. Come on, Rick the Puppy. Let's go down Snake Road. There's Marine, the President of the United States. That's Joe Biden. He's going to Bristol to give a speech. That was, Marine Copter 1. So, I sat there, and I sat in my car for a while. And I think I pulled down my visor, my passenger side visor, and I had a picture of my daughter. I had a picture of my daughter Pooh Bear. And there was a picture of her. I don't know. I think it might have been her in like a little red dress with a gray jacket. And I think that's the picture. Anyway, I saw that picture. I decided that I wasn't in any shape to drive my car. I got out of my car. I was sobbing. And I went into the doctor's office to the receptionist, and I said, "Yo, I think I'm going to kill myself." And the nurse like ran and like let me talk to, and the doctor saw me. And then I think I had to get a friend come get me because I couldn't drive my car. And then I had to prepare for the hospital. I called my boss. I told him I was going to be away for a few days. And I called my parents. I called a few other people. And I checked myself in. And the problem is with that hospital down the street, Friends, a lot of people go there are addicted to drugs. And a lot of people go there to get withdrawal. They go through withdrawals in the hospital. By the way, how beautiful is this? And I remember there was a woman on my floor who just kept defecating on herself. And then she would wash her clothes in like the universal washing machine that everybody else had to use. And then people like were like, "Yo, I'm not washing my clothes in the washing machine," you know? So after like the second day of me, I was like in a coma. I was like I don't know if you ever had like a panic attack. If you've never experienced mental illness, you know, I was having, my brain just shut off for 2 days and I was like in a coma. And then when I came to, when I, came back to be myself, even though I wasn't myself, I was still, crazy, million thoughts rushing through my mind. And the main thought was, I got to get the fuck out of here. How the fuck do I get out of here? And the way I got out of the mental institution is horrible because I had to fake being healthy. So at the time where I was honestly at the worst point of my life, it was really, really bad. I wanted to live, right? I didn't want to hurt myself anymore. But I couldn't get any help. Like I had to fake being mentally healthy so I could get out of the institution. And there have been other times in my life where it got pretty dark. I think sometime around 2017 or 2016. I was getting ready to, I was feeling kind of, I just didn't like where my brain was at, and I really wanted to hurt myself. And I was getting really depressed. And we went for a car ride, me and Mrs. Captain, to a hospital. And then when I got to the hospital, I remembered how much I hated Friends Hospital. And just being in the lobby of the other mental institution, I realized, I don't want to be here. I don't know if I want to live or not. But I don't want to be here. This place ain't going to help me. So I just left. So, yeah, I was like, I can't. I don't want to go here. And I didn't go to Friends Hospital. I went to another hospital in Center City. I thought Center City, Philadelphia would be a better mental institution, and just sitting in the lobby, I saw, like, you know, it was homeless people, schizophrenics, and I was like, fuck, man, I can't do this to myself. I can't sit here. I can't work on myself. So it was rough, man. And then I was doing therapy for about a decade. I was doing therapy, and I'll tell you, I actually had to stop doing therapy about a year and a half ago, because every year my therapist would quit. So I would have to go find a new therapist. And finally, about a year and a half ago, I just stopped going to therapy because it was actually causing me more anxiety than helping me. Because I would worry about having the car on time, driving through traffic. 30% of the time I would go to therapy and the appointment would be canceled on me. I always do this thing. I like to be... I always do this thing where I like to be the first appointment of the day. Yeah, so I would show up to the appointment, and then the receptionist would say, the therapist called out today. Or yeah, I was doing therapy like 2 times a week. Back in 2020, I was really out of my mind in 2020. You see, the thing is, I was watching a lot of the news. I was paying attention to the news, and it drove me insane. Yeah, I kind of stopped. I stopped watching the news, and then I see myself as a journalist, kind of like a gonzo journalist. I like to, if there's a news story happening, I like to see it for myself, then watch a news story. One of the weird things that's happened because of the movie is people say I'm brave because I'm talking about my mental health. And I don't know, man. I don't think there's anything brave about it. I also, I have no filter. I grew up listening to Howard Stern, Opie and Anthony, Don and Mike. And those guys, they talked about everything. So I figured if I was going to have a YouTube channel, I would talk about everything. I always talk about my depression and shit on this thing. But, it's Feltonville. We got to get back to the boulevard, Rick the Puppy. I don't know where we are. But anyway, I don't have a filter, so I don't think it's brave because I just don't know any better. And I want to do a thing where I want to help people with depression somehow. This is like, and I've been like looking around for some mental health charities that help with depression. And oh wow, look at this. This is see, somebody wrote that they don't think graffiti. This is more of a mural. No, this isn't an official mural. This is, yeah, that's pretty cool, man. We got more. You got dickheads that tag on it. Look at this. Yeah, so anyway, I'm trying to figure out, I'm looking for a charity to help out that helps with people with depression. Because I think one of the problems with depression is people, when the first time you have it, you don't know that you have depression. And I've heard this from multiple people. You just feel like you're tired all the time. So you just lay in bed because you just feel that way. And then, like, you might do that for a month. You'll be able to, I was able to, when I have depression. Well, you see the YouTube channel. I battle it a lot. And there are times when I can't get out of bed, right? I can't get out of bed. But because this is what I do for a living, I have to make a YouTube video every day. So it really does help me. And when I wasn't working for YouTube, when I was working in retail, I would get out of bed, I would go to work, I would come home, and I would maybe grab a few cans of beer, and I would sit in bed and go to sleep and wake up and do it all over again. That was my life. And it took me a while to figure out I was going through depression. So anyway, I want to help a charity, help people, I really would love to help people know the signs of depression, or maybe it's just... Also, the first time I ever had a panic attack, it was absolutely terrifying. I was in my basement, and I felt like this tightness on my chest, and I couldn't breathe, and I was standing up, and it was bad, and I didn't know what to do. I think I called the suicide prevention hotline. And I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I think I should check myself into a mental institution again or something. I don't know. And the person on the phone, I think they did tell me to go to the doctor, or go to the hospital, go see a doctor, go do something, because you don't sound right. And then like 10, 15 minutes go by, covered in sweat. And it was okay. But I didn't realize till I had another panic attack that was a panic attack. That's terrifying too. Yeah, so all you have to do is go behind Friends Hospital, and you can find the trail. And then when you go on that trail, you can find these little trails. They're all over. I think this is the Frankfurt Creek right here, right? What body of water is this? Does anybody know? Uh-oh. Rick the puppy. Oh, I know what they use that for. We better get out of here. There was one time we walked back here and we heard gunshots. So, and nothing, I don't want you guys to think I'm not fixed. You guys know that though. Yeah, I'm not by any means fixed with my mental illness. Matter of fact, first day of the movie, we filmed the movie. It was Halloween of last year. And we were filming the first day of the movie. And I remember it was taking way too long. They were setting up the cameras. One of the things when we were filming the movie, they don't tell you this. You have to figure it out on your own. They have to switch out lenses and line up cameras and make sure lighting's properly. And it takes a long time. So I was already getting annoyed with these movie guys day one. And we were sitting there. I was up in 301, and I heard the walkie-talkies go off in the stadium. And they said somebody broke a window to a car in the parking lot. Who has a key? I was, fuck. And that was my first day of shooting the movie. They broke my window to my car. I was driving home, and I was just so mad when I was driving home. When lights were turning yellow to red, I was kind of running the lights. And this is, it's crazy. It's absolute craziness what I'm about to say. I wanted to feel pain. I wanted somebody to hit my car. And looking back on it now, that's a horrible idea because one, I could have killed myself, and I could have killed somebody else, more importantly, or a whole family of people. What a fucking jerk off I am, right? And I got home and I was just mad. I didn't even think about it. And then the next time we shot the movie was in December. And they were asking me, we were going over the last time I had suicidal ideas, and it actually came to me while we were filming the movie that I was trying to kill myself only a year ago, or at least hurt myself, which is horrible. I don't think I've ever been down here. Yeah. You know, if I ever do anything to harm myself, I think I would do it in my car. I'll tell you, there was a few times. Who wants to listen to this? The happy-go-lucky YouTuber who rides his little scooter. Yoma! I think we're done. I think we're done listening to him. It's horrible. Yeah. All right, I'm done. We're gonna... How about this graffiti? People get... that's pretty good. That's pretty. That's it. I guess that's it. That's my little. This is a weird video. So if anybody knows of a charity that helps with mental illness, let me know in the comments.